Hey, thanks for watching another Java with John AZ video. Very much appreciate it. Today, like most of my videos, we're going to talk today about skills, but in this case, we're going to talk about the soft skill called emotional IQ. This is your ability to recognize and manage your own emotions. It's also the ability to recognize the emotions of others, uh, kind of like empathy, but it's much more than that, and I'll touch on empathy in a little bit. Um, I mentioned soft skill. A hard skill is is I don't know, lack of a better description, tangible, more tangible. How to do welding, how to paint a painting, do crafts, typing, work on a car, whatever it might be. Something that produces a visible physical result. Soft skills, skills that can also be measured just in a different way. This is more uh, character traits, interpersonal skills, things that kind of couple on. A soft skill is the yin, the hard skills yang, and they're both separate and dependent on each other. I'm not going to get into the philosophies of yin and yang. That'll be for a future video, but just kind of keep that in mind how it's balanced, separate but equal. Hope you got your cup of coffee. Might enjoy the journey mug. Little sweetener, little cream. I'm sorry, a little milk. I save my flavored creamers for Sundays. Anyway, the reason why soft skills are important, uh, especially the emotional IQ one, and I'm starting with this one because I'll do more in the future. Some of the more other soft skills. This one, because of the emotional aspect of it, this one has an influence and an impact and an effect on everything else that you may do. The reason why it's important, one of the reasons, is because it starts out, it's an interpersonal skill. So this is how you build and maintain relationships, whether it's family, friends, teams at work, teams at school, uh, developing partnerships. Because whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, at some point along the way, you're going to end up interacting with other people, and you're going to have to kind of get along with them, and they're going to have to get along with you as well. So that's one reason why you're going to want to make sure that you're aware of your emotional IQ, or EQ, as I've seen written in some places. One, I mentioned about seeing information in some other places. A lot of research on soft skills, emotional EQ. Uh, there's there's been a lot of studies where people have with a solid, strong, high emotional IQ, they have better professional success, better career opportunities. It's because they have good leadership skills, good conflict resolution skills, better persuasive abilities. Um, they they can do decision making is a little better because of that. Again, the balance, yin and the yang, logic versus emotion, or emotion versus logic, yin yang. Um, Improve time management skills. Again, that kind of all goes together because it is that balance. So that's another benefit of having a strong emotional IQ. It's also giving an opportunity or it's also the ability to manage stress, handle the unexpected. You want to, the unexpected, you got to be nimble. I mean, stuff happens all the time. You're not expecting, you got to know how to react. Reaction to outside stimuli is the only thing that we can control, how we react to something. So if you're running a stressful situation, uh, a strong emotional IQ will help you diffuse it, will help you cope with it. This also means less anxiety, which uh, brings out more confidence. You're able to make decisions better, as previously noted, but you become happier. So if this way, if your emotions are balanced, again, I'll get into this in a little bit. You're able to do all of that much easier, much more confidently, knowing that you are making the best possible decision with what's going on. Like any skill, you can improve your emotional IQ. Uh, the first step is to recognize your own emotions, as I said, because the way you react affects everything. It's the emotion, how you react, your decision making, because it's influenced by that. Anything, anything that causes or influences what your thinking process would be, whether it was too much logic or too much emotion, uh, that'll have an impact. So you want to kind of you want to know what brings out emotions on you, and you want to recognize that. One way that I recognize mine, or what happens at the end of every day, I ask myself, what could I have done better? So this way, that's part of the review process. This happened. I got too excited. This happened. I got too angry. Whatever it might be. What could I have done better? So look. This is also helpful for looking for patterns, because all of it. I'll give you an easy one. Driving. People who don't use their turn signal, I have an immediate reaction to that. Simplest thing to do. Click the switch. Let everybody know what you're planning to do. No accidents, no honking horns, no road rage, nothing like that. But I know that's an emotional response for me, and I'm not going to repeat what that is because this is a nice, friendly video, and some of my driving words are a little more on the R-rated side, so we're not going to go there. I'm aware of it. I know the pattern, and so I'm prepared for what may or may not happen, and that's an easy one. It's when you're interacting with others that it gets a lot more complicated. The way to improve that aspect of your EQ is to listen and then think. You're not listening just to hear, or listening or hearing just to come up with a reply. You want to listen to exactly what they're saying, but not just the words, how they're saying it, what they're conveying. That leads you to be able to better understand what's motivating them, what's influencing them. And a great example is when I could show you is if I'm telling you about what just happened to me, because I was invited to a party. What do you think of my reaction to that one? Versus if I came up to you, same situation, I go, I was invited to a party. What does that convey to you? Same words, different attitude. So you want to kind of pay attention to that as well. A good technique that you could use, not just for discovering what emotional state people are in or what they're thinking, motivating, but it's also motivating in other areas too. And that's repeat their words, what they just said using your own words, different words there is. Mary had a little lamb. So what you're telling me that the lamb was owned by Mary? I rephrase that into a formative question. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Find out the reason why, what their motivation is. It helps you to better understand, number one, where they're coming from, but also how you can respond to what they just said to you. That's the empathy, and that's very important because if you can understand, recognize what that is in other people, that will also help you, as I said, move forward and better handle that. Sorry, Cat Stevens is distracting me. You want to control strong emotions. Now, when I said strong emotions, did you think of anger and frustration and all the ones? But a strong emotion could also be on the opposite side of the spectrum. Happiness, love, happy, joy kind of thing. That is equally a strong emotion. Both ends of that spectrum influence thinking, decision making, whatever, everything else, interaction, how you interact with people. Because if you're too mild, you may have not done the right thing. If you're too aggressive with your response, it may not be the right thing. So you want to try to find which combination of of your emotions would best be suited for what is happening around you. Again, how you react is the only thing you can really control. There are other ways to improve your IQ, your emotional IQ. First of all, taking care of yourself. Proper rest, lots of sleep, lots of good sleep, exercise, prayer and or meditation, spending time with friends and family. Those are a lot of the same techniques that you can do to lessen stress, have a better body, better health as well. But because the body, mind, and spirit are all connected, that helps your emotional IQ as well, which is your spirit, for lack of a better description. There's a lot of times I had mentioned that I do a daily reflection. What could I have done better? There are times when I have been too mild, or I have been too bar bouncer. Yes, I was a bouncer in my previous life, well, when I was younger. And so both ends of the spectrum. So if ever I'm in doubt about, or had a question, did I handle that the right way? I will ask somebody who happened to be there that I trust, was that okay? Did I do that right? What could I have done better? To get their perception, because what I see and feel may not necessarily be what actually came out. So this is all that helps me improve my awareness for the future as well. There are training classes, professional classes, college courses, psychology classes, for instance, hands-on networking events. I've always liked drama and improv clubs because they teach a variety of different things, because you are portraying yourself in to match a character. So now you know how the character feels. There's books, webinars. There's a lot of different places you can find a little bit more formal information and training as far as building up and strengthening your emotional IQ. Again, this is a soft skill, and it's important. And sadly, some soft skills are no longer taught in high school or college, but they're important. Some of it you got to learn as you go through life. I am not a psychologist, sociologist, attorney, financial advisor, loan officer, nothing like that. I won't even help you move a couch. So I'm not a mover. Not as good of a dancer as I used to be. So everything I'm sharing with you, this is what I've learned over the years on how to handle this. So improve your soft skills wherever you can. Learn, practice, put it into action. So that's just like any other skill, just like typing, just like learning how to knit, whatever it might be, public speaking, for instance. But your emotional IQ is going to be the basis that influences everything that goes on, especially interacting with other people. Hope that kind of helps you out. I'm going to finish up my cup of coffee. Cat Stevens took the long way around. Probably worried I was going to pick him up. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, great week, and a great year.